What's up, guys? I got a pretty well awaited interview here with Ecstatical. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm fine, and I play. I play since 2013 at Showdown, and I play Pokemon since I'm 6 years old, so 1998.
Oh wow, that's a while. So, the people who maybe know a little bit about you probably know that you're a French player who's been playing for a while. But I'm gonna start off by asking about real life. So, what are you like in real life? Describe yourself.
Yeah. Um, in real life, I really like sports since I uh, I teach sport. I play tennis in a club. I play table tennis, even if I'm better in tennis than table tennis. But yeah, I play a lot of sports like football, basketball, volley. I love sports. I love listening to music, like yeah, hard rock, rap. I like a lot of mm, v- variety of music. I I love food. Yeah, and of course I love video games since I like competition.
Yeah,
Mm,
I was just gonna ask about that because you said you play a bunch of sports. Are you just like one of the most competitive people? Cause I didn't know that really.
mm, um, yeah. Can you repeat?
Okay, I'll type it
I
up.
didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, I'm really competitive in sport. Uh, yeah, I said tennis. I play tennis in competition in a good level. Yeah, it's not professional, but it's like a good level. Like mm, you see France. I play regional, so mm, a part. I play like yeah, a part of the country. Um, I don't know. Yeah,
Okay, so
uh,
my next question is, how did you start playing 1v1, or why did you? And then why did you stick with it so much and keep playing it for so long?
comment ça, je regarde, pourquoi tu fais encore mauvais? Okay. I began to play 1v1 um, because uh, first, firstly, I played Uber and Monotype, but I found the battles were too long, so I wanted to play a shorter tier, and I found 1v1. And since I love strategy, I want to have the to try some stuff sets of each Pokemon. So yeah, I enjoyed to play 1v1, and yeah, um,
So, hold on.
I try to find the best set for each Pokemon. So yeah, I love, yeah. And comment? And why I still play 1v1? Yeah, I'm passionated by 1v1. I I'm always thinking about stuffs, sets for some Pokemons, even if I get a little bored of this generation. I don't really like this generation, especially currently. Currently, I don't really like. But I'm waiting the next generation, the next game in November. Yeah.
I think everyone is. Okay, so my next question is, how has 1v1 changed? And it used to be like bring one Pokemon, and now it's like bring three. But how do you think, like, since maybe, I don't know, like 2015, how do you think it's changed?
Yeah. First, the level has changed. When I began, 1v1 was not very known. Not very known. A few players played well 1v1, so it was not really interesting at beginning. And after the years, people began to play more and more, and there was very good players who began to play. And the generation, the generation has changed. When I played, it was DPP, or I don't remember, but I really began to love the 1v1 by Horace and SM. Not really before, but now the 1v1 is very competitive. There is a lot of good players, even if the best players are gone, are banned. But
Yeah.
Honestly, the best are gone. But like that, it's really sad. Really, I still have to play, but I would. It would be better with them. But
Okay,
yeah.
so do you think like people are better at the game than they used to be? Because during Gen 7, people started to like EV really well, I guess, and that like made a lot of difference in certain matchups, because before that, people just accepted that their Mawwows and Charizard just lost to Greninja and stuff like that, but that's not really the case anymore.
Okay, can you translate, please? I didn't understand all
Okay.
that you said. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. Okay, just like okay. People are far better than before. Some guys are better. Like when I think to some guys, Potato, really good. But you London. Yeah, there was a lot of guys who are better than when I played in 2015. When I play, I played against Felucia, Rosa. Yeah. Okay, they were good, but yeah, I really think the people are better now. Just the thing I dislike is it's like there are some good players, but they steal teams of others. They don't have they don't build themselves, so it's not deserved. It's not really. It's not fun. But yeah, when I see some guys creating sets, like I said, Potato or the name Mishlev, yeah, Your Boy Xander. There are some good guys who created interesting stuff, and I enjoy to see that. And I really think they are good, and that explains why I have more difficulty to win some games in tours. Yeah, I see the difference between now and before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think people were better in maybe 2020 or 2019? Because some people say that 1v1 is not as good as like maybe last year because, you know, people got banned. Do you agree? I put it in chat.
J'aurais été titulaire en 2020, Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, I really agree. I think the best year was the best years were 2018 and 2019. Because
really?
because there were the best players in tours. I was really excited to play in tours. Maybe if I flamed a bit, but it's the game. But yeah, like you said, GGOP, OPW, you. Yes, Solar Flare, Chicken Pie. Chicken Pie is really, really good too. I think it's one top 5. Yeah, London, all the best were in these 2 years, 2018, 2019, and now the level is interesting. The level is good, but I think some guys who won some tours maybe wouldn't win if the banned players were not banned. See. The classic last year, when it was Eblurb who won, at 90%, he wouldn't win if GOPW was not banned.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. He stole the tour, and I was really disgusted. So sad. So fucking sad.
Okay. So,
yeah.
my opinion is that I'm gonna put it in chat, but 2018 was not. I mean, it was the start of tournaments, which was cool, but like me, GGOPW weren't really like Rai. We're not really at our best. We were, still getting better. In 1v1 PL2, I was not even that good. That was when I started getting good. Like, I was like better than most people at building. But I think CP2 in 2018, yes, for sure. That was probably when he was his best. But other people, I think 2019 or 2020. But what do you think?
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think CP2 was at his peak at 2018, like winning the LT. I think, yeah. But yeah, for the others, maybe 2019. But
Yeah.
but I remember GGOPW already won the seasonals at 2018. So
True. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of already touched on this, but who are your favorite 1v1 players? Maybe all time, right now.
So when you say favorite, it's the best or those who I like the most.
Both.
Okay. I begin by the best. Yeah. Of course. Okay. I don't include myself in the best. I make a top without me. First, GGOPW, I think it's the best. It's really insane winning three seasonals in a row. Yeah, insane.
And he would have won Classic, in my opinion, and it would not even have been close.
Yeah.
Okay. So who else?
Yeah. First GGOPW, second, top two. I would say CP2. I think CP2 in two. Yeah, insane prediction, insane. Yeah, building, gameplay. Yeah. I think it's one of the hardest players to play against.
I agree.
Yeah.
On the ladder, he always brought weird stuff and outpredicted.
Yeah. Really. Yeah, and just for the, I'm sad he doesn't play. I'm sad he doesn't play CP2 because I think I don't know. I think he missed 1v1. Yes, he's really good. So yeah, 1v1 would be far better with him and with other. But okay, yeah. So two CP2 at 3. Okay, I hesitate between you and Solar. Solar is really good, but
I'm not top 3.
yeah,
I do not think I'm top 3. Personally,
you are not agree with me.
No, I do not think I am number 3. I think I'm like top 10 somewhere, but like the bottom half.
Honestly, I don't say that because I talk with you, but I really think you are good. Really.
So yeah, I disagree. I think I'm probably
Yeah.
top 10 because I think I build really good teams. But whatever.
Yeah, but I think there is a combination of building and playing. And yeah, in building, you are one of the best. In playing, I really think you are one of the best too. That's why I put you in 3, even if I hesitate. Okay, if you want, I put you in 5. But yeah, in 3, yeah. Okay, maybe. I think you are better than Rai. I don't know what.
How to say it?
Oh.
How
Yeah,
to say
to say it.
Rye. Well,
Rai.
I call him Derek. I just always say Derek because I'm not gonna say his full name.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because in French I say Riguiri. In French.
Yeah.
It's easier. Yeah. Okay, Derek. Yeah, I really think you are better than Derek. But
we've played best of 69 and he's beaten me 3 out of 3 times, I think, in Oras. But
yeah, in Oras
he has more, I guess, stamina, because I just get tired, like mentally, you know.
Yeah.
Like 69 games in, I guess.
It's okay. Yeah, or I can put Solar. Solar is really good too. Yeah, maybe top 3 or 4.
I think Solar has had series where he just plays like really shit. Personally.
Yeah.
But so
okay,
have I have 2.
Maybe I put him 5. Maybe okay 3. London is really really good. So okay, maybe London 3, you 4, Solar 5.
Wow.
6. Okay, maybe I forgot. Maybe I forgot some guys, but in fact.
So who is like really fun to watch? Maybe not the best, but who do you enjoy to watch?
Yeah. The best to watch, LRXC. He brings some cool stuff. So he's really originals.
Who?
Yeah, LRXC.
Oh,
Little Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like his play style. He builds really cool stuff, original, and yeah. Okay, maybe sometimes it's maybe sometimes his teams are not good, but it's really fun to watch and surprising.
Yeah. I said in the chat, but they can't see it. But I said that his teams like look pretty boring, but usually aren't. He usually crams in some weird shit like somewhere in his team more often than not, because that like excites him. But yeah, he's cool to watch.
Yeah, really like. I like as a new player. I really like your boy Xander.
Yeah.
He
LRXC likes him too.
What did you? I didn't. I didn't understand.
Alexi is a Xander fan. He loves Xander.
Yeah. I understand why. Xander, when he brought Mountain, Bond Mountain gunshot. Yeah, it was ballsy as fuck. It was really cool. Even if the money is bad, but it's always funny and interesting to see new stuff, even if the stuff are bad, but
Bandman time.
It's funny. Yeah, other players I like to watch. Yeah, Potato. I really like to watch because he's insane at building. I think. Okay, maybe his teams are not the most original teams, but yeah.
I think Potato Chan is like, when I see him win, he is in control of his games. Like you're playing. It's almost like he's up 1-0 before the series even starts. A lot of the time.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. Yeah. He has a good predicting to. His speaking. His speaking is very good. Player I like to watch. There are other like. Like you in Horace. I like to watch you and Derek in Horace, and Deg too. Deg is good too in Horace. What? London too.
Oh, Landon, I agree. I hella agree.
Yeah, because I always have the feeling that he will always take the good man. Every time I see his plays, he picks the good man. It's insane. Yeah, when I faced him in SM in Premier League, in PL. Yeah, I was 0-2 and I won 3-2, but I really fear to face him because I know he is over predicting and
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting to watch. Yeah.
That is a great transition, because my next question is, how important is team building over playing? And that's interesting because we were just talking about Landon. Landon is a good builder. Like, he's so fucking good at building.
L'importance du team building. Okay. I think. I think it's complementary. To have a good team building helps to pick, because if you have the best mons to bring in a game, you will have more. It will be easier to pick. It will be easier. And generally, I think a good team builder is a good player too, a good picker, because a good team builder thinks to the entire meta.
Mm-hmm.
So he calculates all the possibilities to not be 0-3. So if he calcs in team buildings, I think he calcs in the game. so yeah, yeah. It's both are important, but okay. I maybe the I think a good picker is more important than a good team builder, because yeah, if you build good, it's not it's not because you build good that you will play good, but the players, I think the players I think who build good are good players too. Are good picker, like Potato is a
Yeah.
good builder and a good picker, yeah. CP2 same. You too, yeah. So yeah, I think it's complementary.
Okay. So
It's
how good of a team builder do you think you are?
good. I think. I think I'm good. I'm team building because I calc all the possibility to cover all the meta. Even if we all know that it's impossible to cover at 100% all the meta, but to maximize the chance to cover. So yeah, I think I'm good because of that. Because my teams are very solid. Maybe it's because like that I'm hard to beat. In fact, I build mons which cover a lot of mons. Like for example, in Gen 8 at the beginning. Okay, maybe if now it's a bit. It's less strong now, but at the beginning of Gen 8, I really play. I play often Cresselia, because I saw that it beats a lot of mons. So I began to build around Cresselia. So it's easier for me to cover the maximum of mons, because Cresselia covers a lot of mons itself. So yeah, I just have to bring 2 other mons to counter the Cresselia. To counter Cresselia counters. So yeah, I think my building is good. I sometimes I build some troll anti-meta teams. I really like to surprise people with good stuff. Yeah, like for example, I played Stunfisk with Endeavor and Sucker Punch. So yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I really enjoy to build funny sets, but funny and competitive. I don't like to build funny and lose all my games. It's I don't see the goal of that. If I build, it's to be competitive. So yeah, And yeah, to complete the answer, mm, yeah, my teams are quite often aggressive, offensive. I don't really like stalls. Okay, even if Cresselia is
Yeah,
stall, but
the only stall I
yeah.
see run is Cresselia.
Yeah.
Really.
I play a lot of Cresselia. Yeah, in fact, if people looks interest looks what I play. I often play the same mods, but I play the same mods, but in different teams. Like Zera, Aura, Cresselia, like Soak, Crustle, Axorus. Okay. Maybe I'm not the most diverse.
Yeah.
Or
maybe
diverse.
you're not the most risky team builder. You just bring what wins games, like Zeraora, Cresselia. That type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Comparing to Nalei, for example, Nalei takes risks by bringing, for example, comment il s'appelle? Don't know to say in English.
She brought a Nido Queen in World Cup finals.
Yeah, exactly. So it was risky, but I like to watch her, and
Okay, so my next question is: did you have anything more to say, or just that?
What?
Did you have anything more to say about team building?
Yeah. The only thing I can say more that it's I think people should be more interested in team building than stealing other teams. Mm-hmm. Not stealing, but copying other teams in Smogon. Okay. I think it's a part of the game. People prefer to watch a guy who is building himself than a guy who copy things and has no originality. So I think there is too little players, too few players who build themselves, and for me, it's a bit sad. I would enjoy more than that people build themselves, and maybe be more original when they build. Okay. Because it's the goal is to win. Okay, but when you play at a tournament, the room tournament, it's a room tournament, so it's not really we don't care. So instead of only bringing Charizard and Tapu Lele and others, like S tier, I think they should bring maybe some Pokemon which are more played, less played. Sorry, which are less played and funny. there are a lot of mods which can be good, and nobody played them. That's why, that's why I try to bring some stuff like Skuntank, Gloom, and but it's sad. Okay.
Okay, next question. So this is short,
Yeah.
but how often do you damage calc? I've always wondered, and I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. How often when I build a team, okay, it's that. See, do you want to mean how often when I build?
Okay.
Yeah, when I build, honestly, 5. Yeah, 5. Between 5 and 10.
Times ever?
I-
5 times ever in your entire life?
Sorry, I did not understand what you said.
Okay. 5 times calcing ever? I'm confused.
Yeah, 5 times in when between 5 and 10 when I build. I don't really need to calc because when I build generally. I don't build to counter a specific mod. So that's why I often use the 252 EVs.
Mm-hmm.
It's to cover the maximum of mon. But generally not a specific mon, but maybe sometimes I need to adjust the EVs, I use the calculator, but I use more often the calculator when I play.
Okay.
But not really when I build.
Okay. So some people like EV their Pokemon too much, and then they just don't kill anything. It's kind of funny to see, like especially defensive Charizard. I think is bad because it doesn't kill anything. Maybe that's just my opinion.
Exactly. I really think that too. For example, the especially defensive Charizard. Okay, for Greninja, it can be good, but if you put these EVs in special defense, you don't put the EVs in other. So maybe you will win against Greninja, but you will lose some battle, versus some mons. You will lose without. I don't know how to say that.
You just don't kill
Okay.
stuff, right? That's my problem.
Maybe by putting EVs in some statistics, like special defense, Charizard. You don't kill some mons by not putting the EVs on attack or speed. So yeah, I think it's bad. It's not good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have example in my head, but
I think we agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, I agree
what do
with
you
you.
think about the most recent World Cup in South Europe?
Okay, I especially watched the World Cup at the end. Honestly, at the beginning, I didn't interested in World Cup, even if I saw some replays, but it's I'm really sad to. Yeah, I think the World Cup was not good. It missed so much players, and yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same when you have players who are not who can play, who don't play. Like, well, yeah, when I saw the South Europe winning, okay, I was surprised because I don't really, yeah, I didn't think they would win the World Cup. I thought it was central US or West US who would win the World Cup, but my opinion is I think they were too much helped by Potato, yeah, by other players who helped them with building, and maybe without the help, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't win the tour, and yeah.
So I'm saying in chat that I think people exaggerate how much Potato helped, and every team has helpers these days.
Yeah,
Which I don't like. I think is bad, but I am also a helper, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I see the South Europe, I have the feeling that the helpers gave literally all the teams. Nobody built. Maybe no. Close was even not playing.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Close has not played. Yeah. So because I know that Close is he often builds, but the other like when I see AC, Table, and other I don't remember all the players, but too much helped, and a part of chance, of luck, I think. I'm okay. I'm happy for them, but I don't really like the mentality. That's why I didn't want to play for South Europe. I had how to say I had a bad bad feeling with Stable, and I was angry with Denis too, because Stable talks too much. Really not respectful to others. And for Denis, it's I liked him before, but he play his life in World Cup, and when I did a tour, tag team tour with him and Close, he did literally nothing. He didn't. He didn't want to play. So yeah, we lost because he brought. He didn't care. He didn't care. So I flamed him. I was angry. So I wouldn't play with him anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
So
but
what were you gonna say?
So I just want to say, I think US Central deserved to win that World Cup. They have better player on the paper, but it's 1v1, so a part of luck. I'm honestly, I'm a bit sad. I'm a bit sad that South Europe won. Not because I wasn't in, but when you see the South Europe players, except Denis and LBDC, and LBDC is only good in SM. So the others are not really good. Stable is not bad, but it's not the best too. And the others are literally bad. I really think, like SC and other Italian players, Magikarp is bad as fuck. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So
But I didn't.
I'm gonna go my next question.
Yeah.
How much do you think older players have improved? I put in James and Landon because I think you respect Landon and I think you don't respect James. So I want you to talk about which older players are good and which older players are bad. Maybe like Kantari as well.
Yeah. Okay. I think there is some guys who became better now. Better, with time, with the years. For James, okay, I flame him. I flame him, but I think he became better than before. James, he won some tours. Even now, in classics, he will qualify. He's in final, BW final. He's solid. I don't like his style, and I don't like the player. But I see that he's solid and better than before. London, as always, be strong. So London is London. I think he will ever be strong.
Do you think Landon is better now or in like 2019?
I think he was a bit better in 2019, maybe because he played
Yeah.
more.
He cared more.
But
too.
yeah, but he's still strong and he proved it this year. Even if he he didn't play too much, but yeah, that's sad too. I would prefer he play, but yeah, London is still strong. All players. Yeah, Felucia is became bad as fuck. She became bad as fuck. Yeah, I know she was good when I began to play competitive, but now except playing Durant, what what does she do? Felucia, Kentari is is still surprising to play. Yeah, because he likes to bring good stuff and original stuff. Yeah, it's his playstyle, a good picker. Yeah, but he's less strong than in 2000 and than in 2020. Even in PL he had a good ratio. I don't remember, but it was correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because I want to keep this fast. So, do you think like GGOPW was a rival? Because I know you guys said stupid stuff in Smoke on Threads, but like, what do you honestly think about him as a player and competitor?
Honestly, it was a rival because I was impressed by his performance at seasonal when, like I said earlier. So I wanted to prove him that I could beat him in some tours, and I flamed him sometimes, but I flamed him. It was I don't fault it. I don't fault it really. It was just for the how I say that, to put more spice in the game that I flame. But in private or even in Discord or in real life, I respect him, and he's probably a good guy, and it was at the moment in 2019, 2020. It was insane. He was insane, and I wanted to have more titles than him, and it's sad that I couldn't play him more, and I couldn't have played him in seasonal to break his winning streak in seasonal. But I often private message him to before he was banned. I messaged him to play the tours, I tried to motivate him to play, and at the end he wouldn't. He had not the motivation. So yeah, I was sad and yeah. Yeah, in fact, I was I was happy for him when he won the tours, but because I preferred a guy like him winning a tour that than a bad player, bad player like Iblurb or yeah. But yeah, I always wanted to have more trophies than him. Yeah. So yeah, I missed him a bit. I would like he come back, but yeah, the moderators are very cancer, ban for nothing, destroy the. Yeah, they destroyed the competition. Banning all the best players. Yeah, I don't understand why.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, here's my next question. What do you think about the new 1v1 players? Are they good, bad? Do any of them have potential?
I think some of them have a really good potential. Like I said, I really like your boy Xander. Even in seasonal, currently in seasonal, he's in loser bracket, but he's a top 6 or top 4. So yeah, really good performance all the year. Yeah, I like Mishlev too. I like good new player. Yeah, no, I don't like HCTC. I don't like him, but he's interesting in building. He have he builds good teams. I like to. Who can I like? Yeah, maybe I don't have. I don't remember all, but yes, the two players I like. The two new players I like the most are Xander and Mishlev. But yeah, there is some good players who have potential, and some players who are over. How can you? How do you say over? I don't know how to say that. Some guys who think they are good, but they are not good. And guys like Norman, for example. I don't think he's good. I really don't think he's good. Jim Sox. I don't think he's good too.
Wow.
It's Jim Sox. Yeah. I don't think he's good too. It's my opinion. Maybe everybody have an opinion, but mine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, next question. If you could vacation anywhere, where would it be?
I I hesitate between Australia and Caribbean, like Cuba, Puerto Rico. Yeah, Jamaica. I really like Caribbean, Iceland, and yeah, Australia because yeah,
It's cool.
I like.
I wanted to go to Australia, and then someone made fun of me when I told them, and I'm like, dude, Australia just seems awesome.
Wow, yeah, yeah, it will. Yeah, it seems to be so cool, and but it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Too expensive, and yeah, I don't have enough money to travel in Australia. But yeah, maybe in next years. I don't know, but yeah, I think there is some countries which are less expensive, and
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, maybe USA. I never went to USA, and I'd like to go in USA, but maybe in Florida or California.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not interested in the East Coast. I don't really like New York or Philadelphia. Yeah, it's not my. Yeah, I'm not fan. Not fan of New York. Too much buildings. Too much people. Yeah.
Okay. So next question. I think
Yeah.
I think Edgar asked this. What is your favorite ethnic group and why?
Honestly, I really like the US mentality. Because yeah, US, yeah, and Australia. Because yeah, they are cool. They always are friendly to people. They have cool cool things. Cool, yeah, good mentality. Yeah, and good sports. Good. Yeah. I really like the lifestyle in USA. And another ethnic group. I like. Yeah, I like. So Hispanics. I like Hispanics. They are very nice with people. When I went to Spain, yeah, I was really good. Welcome. I don't know. But people were really nice with me. Yeah, they shared things with you, and yeah, they are always happy. So, and yeah, and yeah, Hispanics are Catholics like me. So yeah, that's why I like them, and I like their lifestyle too.
Okay.
Yeah, I like yeah.
So next question.
Yeah.
What do you like in a girl?
Yeah. Okay. First, I really like girls. Really. Yeah, the thing I like the most in girl is the eye. eyes. It's the first thing I watch. The second is hair. I really like long hair, long hair, brown or blonde. Yeah, blonde, middle blonde. Good. And I like shapes. I really like shapes.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, big, big boobs and big ass, big boobs, big hips. All.
Damn.
Yeah, and I like the what I like too. Yeah, the clothes. I need to have a girl who have good clothes. If I don't like his clothes, I'm a bit I'm a bit disgusted. Yeah. So maybe I'm a bit I'm a bit difficult. Well, how did I say that? I'm a bit hard with my with my feeling, but about girl. But I need to have all that I said. I need to have a girl who have good eyes, good hair, and shapes, and and the 8. I need to have a girl who is not tall, but not too little too. Yeah, so middle 8.
Wow, you care about like everything, like every detail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I care about everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm yeah.
So, my next question, Radu asks, does anyone know you play Pokemon in real life?
Okay. My family knows. My friends, some of my friends know, and I'm a bit. I said them that I'm one of the best in Pokemon. I said them I beat all the guys in Pokemon, and I'm the best. And they believe me. And it's funny. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. And all my girlfriends, my ex-girlfriends, knew that I play Pokemon, and even sometimes my ex-girlfriend, watched my Pokemon games and supported me in the games. Yeah, it was cool. And but however, in my work place, I don't say to people that I play Pokemon. I don't say to students, to children that I play Pokemon. In general, I just say to adults. And my friends.
Oh yeah,
family.
people.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know, but you're a teacher, so yeah. I was, I think Roddy was asking if you tell the kids in your class. Okay,
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think is gonna win the 1v1 classic? Roddy thinks it's him, and I don't. I don't think Roddy's gonna win.
Me?
Okay,
No.
besides you,
No.
besides you.
No. No. Yeah. No. No. I'm done. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. I don't. I'm. I don't know what to say, how to say that. I think. Hmm. Maybe it will be a surprise. Sky of Doom
Go Sky of
is.
Doom.
I think Sky of Doom. He's good. He's good. He beat. Okay, I don't play serious in BW. I brought the same team 5 times. But
I saw that.
but I know I'm qualified, so yeah, I didn't care too much. But yeah, he's good in picking. Yeah, he surprised me. He surprised me in his in the games. Not only with me, but even if in other tiers. He surprised me. I think he has a good potential to win. I put some coins to him, and other. I don't know all the qualifiers, but maybe not stable. I not stable. Okay, maybe if he qualifies, maybe Bandit. Hello Bandit. I think he's okay. He's not really good. He makes videos, but he's not really good. But yeah, I see a surprise. So why not him?
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know how close he is to qualifying, but there's a chance. I think that's all my questions.
Yo.
Let me check.
If you yeah, if you have another question.
Okay. I guess I'll ask you. I guess how did you get so good at picking in 1v1? Because I think you were better than GGOPW at picking as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really a good question. Firstly, I think to be good, you have to be passionate by the game, by the 1v1. You have to be focused on on this tier. If you don't like 1v1, if you play 1v1 but just to play, just to waste time, I think you can be good at picking. So yeah, I think firstly you have to be focus on this tier and on your game. After you have to check the opponent team and yeah, I always make the best choice. The best choice, to maximize my chance of winning. Yeah, I if I feel a mon can approximately 3-0, I pick this mon. Okay. If I think people, if I think the opponent will choose a mon to counter my mon, which beats 2 of his mons, yeah, I will take the counter of the mon he will choose. So yeah, it works. It works good with a lot of players, but yeah, it's 1v1, so it doesn't work every time. And yeah, you have to overthink to always have to always have how can I say that? You have to think. You have to think your mon is a good mon. It's that, and I sometimes I laugh when I see people who are clicking a mon and they reset and clicking another mon and they lose. And that's why I never do that. Never. I never click a mon for reset. For resetting my pick and clicking another mon.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
Yeah. If you have to, you need to have the conviction of your picking, even if you lose. But you have to make the best choice you think you must do. Yeah, it's very difficult because it's 1v1 and players are good and they overthink too. They predict too. So yeah, you have to over predicting and picks the mon. Yeah, which can beat his 3 months if you can. Yeah, of course you don't know the set of the opponent, but you can approximately you can know, you can have a thinking about the set he run. So yeah, it's all these settings you must have to think, and don't hesitate too much, because if you hesitate too much, it's not good.
Yeah.
That's why I pick fast. I pick fast. I see the mons. I see the mons he has. Okay, I said in my head. I say in my head, this mon is not good because he will probably take this one. So my mon is not good. Okay, I choose another mon, and yeah, it's all these settings.
So I was gonna ask for advice for new players, but you pretty much asked that. So I don't know if I cut you off there. Do you have anything more to say about, I guess, getting to the top?
I just wait the translation.
Okay. Do you have advice
Yeah.
for getting
Yeah.
to the top?
Do you have advice? Yeah. Okay.
Because you are a top player, but what separates a top player from an okay player, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you can't be a top player without training in the. Yeah, without playing in the tier. So yeah, the first is to train in ladder. Even if firstly, yeah, you lose all your match. Even yeah, if you stay at 1,400. But yeah, training and then have solid teams because teams teams are not just you can bring the same team in ladder. The ladder is less difficult than a tournament. So if you have a solid team, you can pick top tier A or S tier mons. If you have a really solid team, you will have more more fast. It will be more easier. It will be easier to you to climb in the ladder. And yeah, do not hesitate to ask some advice and some sets to others. Like like yesterday a guy I don't remember who, but yeah, he PM'd me and he asked me a team and and advice for the ladder. So yeah, I helped him. And yeah, if I have an advice, you must pick the mon you think it's the most appropriated to win. Even if you lose, at the beginning it's normal that you will lose because the opponent is probably better than you. So yeah, you will predict and not you. So yeah, you will probably win. Unless he is 0-3, but with the experience, you have automatism. So you have automatism. So yeah, when you see a team, you know that a specific mon can beat the other teams. And yeah, okay, I dislike that, but you can counter team easily in ladder. I hate that, but yeah, it's a solution to climb to get some points. Yeah, you can counter team, but it's really by experience and building is important. Okay, we all know that beginners won't build themselves. But yeah, if you help them, or yeah, giving teams, solid teams, yeah, you can easily climb at yeah, 1,600. After, yeah, to be yeah, to climb over this rate, yeah, it's a bit difficult because yeah, over 1,600 there are good players in general. So yeah, training in high rate, and yeah, it's okay. Even if you lose, you will win. You will win after. It's everybody lose and win. So even me, I it's already happened that I dropped to 1,300. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, people need to not be embarrassed or be scared of losing, because if you play scared or embarrassed, like I don't want to be embarrassed, then you're pretty much setting yourself up to lose, pretty much, in my opinion. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for doing this with me, like super late for you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end the recording now. Peace, guys.